hate your traffic, but I love you.
Ahora de Cuba a la Bella, del Palacio de los Jugos.
Los chicharrones.
Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina era CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero en Cuba yo era médico.
Les saco el dedo y digo Q. Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Fallo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you.
Oh man, well, I know you're here.
It's like, where am I? Where'd I go?
Oh, there you go.
Man. What's up?
There you go. I mean, I don't mind being the
What's going
face. I usually am because I'm so handsome. What's up, brother? How you doing?
How you doing, my man? Just
doing
tired.
all right.
One of those tired days.
One of those days, man.
Oh,
One of those days.
Exhausted. But we're here.
We're here. East 10th Street Boys, straight out of Hialeah. Everybody, thank you all for tuning in. Whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Twitch, I think, is giving me issues. But if you're watching on Twitch somehow, some way, good to see you. Smash that like and subscribe button. So much to talk about. So much cool things. First off, in Miami sports.
Bob, sorry to correct you right away. How are we going to introduce this anymore? Because not even Twitter anymore. Like, how do we introduce
Oh,
this shit?
X.
Oh, we should get like a Degeneration X graphic. Like, if
that
you're
would be
following us
perfect,
on
right?
X.
What's up? Chuck Van Straw in the house. Thank you for tuning in, man.
What's up,
Fins
Chuck?
up, brother. Man, there's so much to talk about tonight. Alex, obviously Miami Dolphins. Dolphins play football this week. It's on. We're no more waiting. Friday night, Dolphins play the Atlanta Falcons in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to touch on that. I talked about it on Saturday a little bit. I want to talk about it tonight. People throwing haymakers on X. Dolphin greats against some personalities on social media. We'll get into names. We know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
There's a lot to talk about. Regards of Inter Miami. What a game last night. They were down 4-1.
Cap, what's up, Cap?
Cap for life in the house. Good to see you, brother. Down 4-1. Messi with 2 goals, one I believe in 6 minutes, and then the other one in 85th minute.
Mm-hmm.
And of course they
own
won
goal,
5-3 in penalties after they tied the game 4-4, ended up winning. Always very cool for them, and obviously awesome for Miami. I did see Neymar is connected to Inter Miami right now.
That's still a little far. That's a little far fetched.
Wait, he's a free agent after this season.
It's incredible the change of culture, man. And we talked about it. Obviously, a change of culture for MLS, but it just goes to show you that. And obviously, Jordi Alba, Busquets, Messi. It's a whole different ballgame. It's a different ballgame.
I like Twitter X. I think that's a good name for it. Twitter X.
That's a cool social network superhero.
Reminds me of Jason X. Jason Voorhees, remember that horror movie, Jason X Sci-Fi?
Yeah.
Messi is. Messi, Messi's going to put MLS on the map.
Oof.
And you look, when you're talking, right now MLS is talking about, and I'm going to butcher his name, Alex, the player from Paris, from France.
Mbappe?
Yes. They're talking about bringing him on. I did see that. I don't know what team. I don't know where. I don't know how they're going to get that money. I know that Apple helped bring Messi to the MLS.
Adidas.
Neymar is another huge name. These are big names.
The only thing is, that would be the next step for MLS when a player in his prime, like 26, 27, actually makes the move to MLS. That's the next step of a league.
Well,
being
if you
established
could get
as a premier league.
You get Mbappe to come to
That's
MLS.
Insane.
Dude, it will blow the roof off.
God, I haven't even heard that. That's crazy. That's because
Tadias might deleted my account today. It's becoming more personal than football. It is.
Twitter, X.
Yeah, X. Yeah, it is. It just can't be. We're going to touch on that, Cap. We're going to touch on. I want to touch on that, and I'm not going to go into because I've had that. It was TD and OJ McDuffie, but we're not going into what specifics or anything like that. But I've had TD on the show.
Went into him.
He did, and but I've had TD on the show. TD's been good with me. I'm good with TD. Everybody has a right to an opinion. Everybody has a right to an opinion. That's how I see it. But there was someone else right after, and they say it was a burner. I don't know if it was, but I saw somebody going on afterwards, and they were like just going in on OJ, saying he was trash, he didn't do nothing. It was like, dude, don't get disrespectful. Somebody as cool as that guy. It was just getting stink, but we're gonna touch on that because it is personal. It can't just be talk. We can't just have fun. We all can't just be nice. It always has to be some nasty, stupid vitriol.
Usually, when there's critique, I understand the obsession because obviously it involves Tua, and predominantly Dolphins Twitter is Tua critique. That's what really ignites everybody. Or Greer talk. We've experienced it ourselves. We see it day in, day out. But you gotta have an open mind where let people just critique, even if they want to be obsessed over it. That's it. Don't get offended.
Well, I agree, and that's why, I'm gonna say for Cat when he says OJ was wrong. OJ Duffy. I'm gonna tell you
why. Why was he wrong? For the way he talked, the way he said.
He went at TD first
directly.
TD having an opinion about it was a touchdown pass to Tyreek, and I forgot who the corner was, and people went crazy, and of course TD emphasized that it was against a backup corner, and I got you. Going into that and basically at him, and of course there was the back and forth. So I get it. No, I think everybody, if any fan deserves an opinion. Any fan deserves an opinion. I think the disrespect to OJ was wrong. I think you can't discount him as a player over the rest of the organization. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, let's have respect. In the same sense, and OJ did not say this. He did not say this. This was another player, but I've heard it 1,000 times before. I don't care if you put a jock strap on or whatever, whether if it's a high school, college, pro, everyone deserves an opinion.
Absolutely.
You don't always have to play the pro sport in order to be, why are you even talking, bro? You never played the game. I've seen Paul George say that to Stephen A. Smith. I've seen, the players talk down to fans that way too. Look, when you have someone and I'm forgetting his name right now, but say that, I don't care about championship rings. James Harden's is better than Dwayne Wade. Jeff T. Thank you. But it's like, dude, you see, this is when I could tell you. It doesn't matter you play pro sports because you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Dave, that's 100% accurate. Now it's
right there. It's true. 100%.
When you share an opinion,
what's up, Stager?
For some reason,
Stager in the house?
we feel that it's like, by the way, Bob, I like that stash. I see the beard growing in, but I like the porn stash you got going on.
Thank you.
Did you shave and
I
then
trimmed it?
You trimmed it down and let the stash?
I trimmed it. No.
Okay.
I just trimmed it down. I guess the stash is more darker. Okay. I'm rebelling. No, I'm not.
I got you.
I guess it's just more darker. Tati loves the mustache.
Is the gringo within? Of course, she loves the mustache.
She loves the stash.
Of course. It's the gringo with a stash.
That's right.
All you need is a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and you're out, partner.
I still want to see a mountain man beard on it.
My issue with it,
and I want my beard to grow in, Dave. I love my beard. I love going like this, but it's that when I can't get to the barber, you gotta get it trimmed down. So I just trimmed down, let it grow, and when I get to the barber, I'll have him fix it up. My issue with it is. They say we don't know how it feels to be on the field 6 months a year, yet you can't tell me how it feels to be in that same heat 12 months while I work to buy season tickets. That's why I don't think it's right to be disrespectful to either side. The players are spending the money, or the fans. The fans are spending the money. And I know people get very touchy when it comes to TD because he has been hard on Tua and the Dolphins organization for a long time. But as a fan, and you can question his fandom if you want, but we know he's a fan of the Dolphins because but you can question. But the fact of the matter is, he is a fan. He's spending the money. He's out there during spring training camp. He's there pulling content out there. A fan has a right to an opinion.
Anybody, exactly. Just work with it. I mean, the field product will show itself, so the answers will come.
It is a touchy subject, though.
And it is a touchy subject. It's just like I wish we could just. You can tell OJ's parts came out of frustration because it's the same topic. I feel like me personally, I'm not excusing OJ or I'm not backing up TD. I'm not doing anything. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Devil's advocate. When you have the same critique over and over and over, and you base it just about what you see, we all know what's not going to be. That when these practices are what do you call it, recorded and played back, they're not going to let all the plays out to the public.
You're good, Cap. You put that Cap. You leave the cap on, 'cause that's you, brother. And you talk. I don't think you're yelling or nothing, brother. You go for it.
You just got to respect people, even if it comes for a point of frustration as an ex-player. Because are we going to value ex-players' opinion a little bit more than a regular common fan? For the most part, people do understand. Been there,
except if you're Jeff Teague.
But exactly, that's another topic.
Because that is just to me
it's just
to
ignorant.
say
It's
that
an ignorant comment.
It's a dumb. He's like,
especially
dude,
as a coach. As a coach, how much that infuriated me, because
that is
something.
I'm so sorry.
The interview.
No, I didn't watch any. I read the words, but I was going to ask you, and I don't want to cut you off, but just in regards to Dwayne Wade, the Redeem Team. Have you seen the documentary on Netflix?
Absolutely.
Freaking amazing. Kobe Bryant, LeBron.
The Kobe effect. The Kobe effect. Oh, dude,
team. How it flipped. And it just. I watched that with Tati the other night, and even Tot was watching it, and she was like, at that one point when Kobe and LeBron they weren't fouled out, but they were in foul trouble. They had to come out, and then Dwayne Wade came in and just turned it upside down. That's who Dwayne Wade was. He was one of those guys. Yeah. He was one of the greatest players.
We'll talk about that because he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I believe is it next week? This weekend?
I thought it was next weekend. Is it next weekend?
Next weekend. Yes, next weekend, I believe.
A fan who spends the money and merchandise ticket stands in there and watches the game. Absolutely.
This is one thing that's always been a topic of. Especially, I can relate to it in the NBA because the fans are closer to the players. So the heckling turns personal. There's always a line that a fan shouldn't cross with a player, and a player and executive shouldn't cross with a fan. We have to respect each other's opinion. Even if you're frustrated, that's why you get paid what you get paid as an athlete. The scrutiny, you have no private life. I mean, are you entitled to have a private life? Absolutely. There has to be discretion even with paparazzi.
Yeah, but when you're in the field, there's no private life. When you're off the field, it's a different story.
Exactly. That's my point. I respect that with Tua. They had said they approached Tua to do quarterbacks, and he said no. He didn't want to do it because it got too close to his personal life, and he doesn't want. I respect that. I respect the hell out of that. Because absolutely. I would be the same way because that's your personal life. But when it comes to your on-field performance, critique what you want, say what you want. Don't take it personal. Just you can have a educated, well-rounded response while being well-mannered. Even if you're frustrated, you gotta just keep it tight.
Look, I know. Listen, I get it, and and again, TD's cool with me. I mean, but I understand the frustrations of fans like TD, who's been watching the Dolphins. People before every season, fans get excited. We have a Super Bowl team. We got this. We got that. Oh, this is our guy. Whether it was Chad Henne or Tua or Pennington or whomever, we just throw names out there. John Beck. Oh God, John Beck. But no, it's true. And no, I'm not I'm not going off on the people, but I'm saying it's every season. It's that false sense of whatever you could call it, positivity and against the negative. But and I can understand the frustration going, here we go again. Look, the fans are going crazy for a guy again. The Tyreek Hill bombing a backup. Why are we getting excited about that? Here's my thing. I get it. But now we're going into the season. Yeah. You don't have to talk about the past 25 years anymore. You don't have to talk about last season anymore.
Exactly.
We're in this season right now.
Exactly.
We we know what we expect. We know what our expectations are as fans of this football team. The Dolphins decided to keep Tua as their quarterback this year, whether they couldn't get the guy they wanted or they just said, hey, we really do believe in this kid. But they built around him. They decided not to go trade for Dalvin Cook or not sign him yet. They decided to keep the offensive line the way it is. They decided to make the moves the way they have. It's not about the past 25 seasons. It's not about last season anymore. The last season is over. Yeah. It's about this season now. After this season, if the Dolphins go 9-8 and miss the playoffs or go one and done, don't even win in the playoffs, then you can go ahead and start pounding them. Go, this is what I've been talking about.
I'll give you an example, Bob. A quick example, because today I put out the joke. I tweeted. What is it? Tweeted or I X'd? Like, how do you say this now? Tati, can you enlighten me? How do we do this? Like, I tweeted this or I X'd this. So whatever it is, I send out like, that's
I understand where you're coming from. I got you.
all Dolphins Twitter GMs. I meant that as a joke. What'd you say?
It's post now, but Tati continues
now
to say
it's
tweet.
post. Okay.
Yeah, she's behind the wall.
Be strong, Tati. Be strong, Tati.
Be strong.
Behind
But
the
no,
wall.
let me just reference, because I know I don't like that about social media. I don't like that about the world we live in now. About
it sucks
cancel.
Oh my!
All this bull crap.
I said this joke because to me, what I think is the epitome of Dolphins entitled Twitter is, for example, Jalen Ramsey gets hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Ramsey gets hurt, and automatically of course Greer would sign someone that's injury prone. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? That's the thing that to me is the difference between a fan and then just someone pushing a narrative over and over and over again. We have to have common sense.
But it's not. No, that's a narrative because
exactly.
Jalen Ramsey is not someone who's always injured.
Exactly. That's my point.
But the narrative is that there are a lot of injured players.
Of course,
that's been signed by the Dolphins or drafted by the Dolphins.
Absolutely.
So I understand that complaint, and it's not really. And I don't call it pushing a narrative. It's fact. Look at the offensive line. We spent a lot of money.
That's true right here.
On a left tackle. Hey, can you lock that door?
That really bothered me by Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith sounded really ignorant when he was talking about McDaniel. Because what he was saying, first of all, he had no basis to it. Just because McDaniel's a good interview
it's
and
the same narrative. No, but it's the same narrative. It's the same narrative as that was last season. We're into this season now.
Exactly. Come on.
I understand. No, I understand again that narrative or that talk of, you know what? He should never have been on the field. He was concussed and blah, blah. And I know somebody was on the show. We talked about it on Saturday, I believe. Somebody was on the show and or on the comments, and they were saying, "Oh, where was Stephen A. Smith when DeMar Hamlin? He's going to play this year." DeMar Hamlin didn't play last year after he got hurt. He was out. Tua came back and got hurt again, and it was out for 5 games. And when Stephen A.'s saying, I don't believe a word he was saying but I get that. But again, I will tell you, that's last season, bro. I get it. It's been a whole off season. Tua's bigger, neck's thicker. He's doing jiu-jitsu. We'll see how it turns out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna crap on I get what he's saying. But again, at the same point, it's last season. This is a brand new season. And I want to finish with my point about cancel and all this whatnot.
Yeah.
Look, again, let people have their opinions, whether you disagree or agree. But to come out and say, and I'm just saying this, oh, look how many channels he has and whatever. Dude, the guy's trying to build a channel. He has many channels. Who gives a damn? That doesn't make him a fan or any less of a fan.
Does it affect you? It doesn't affect you at all.
It doesn't affect you. But talk about his opinion. If you think his opinion's crap, just say, dude, he has crap opinions. But you don't have to get personal. You don't try to say, oh, he's tearing down the Dolphins. He has all this whatnot. Stop. Because it's true. He is in training camp. Cap's there. Cap's saying it.
Yeah.
I saw pictures. He's taking pictures with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of people still watch the show. It's come on, dude. If you disagree with his opinion or whatever, say it. And you know what? OJ has a right to call it out. But to get to be disrespectful, and then everybody now is getting disrespectful, and now it's a bully fest. And here we are saying, hey guys, let's treat everybody a little more nicer, dude. Let's not bully people. Let's not social bully. When not that OJ was doing that, but you had somebody come around and start telling OJ, dude, what did you do for the years that you were here with the Dolphins? You didn't do anything. We never went to the playoffs.
It's one of those things that it never ends, bro. It's always what you.
I had somebody.
You didn't do that.
Listen,
come on, man.
Somebody said on there a comment. They said it's I'm a fan of the logo. I'm not a fan. I don't have to be a fan of the player, the coach, or the general manager. And I'm like, dude, when the guy wears the helmet, I'm a fan of that guy because he's on the Dolphins. Now, I don't I'm not going to pretend it's all goo goo gaga because he wears the helmet. I'm going to call it like I see it or how I see it. And Alex could tell me I'm wrong. Alex, Bobby, I don't see it that way. But say, oh, Alex, you're less than a fan than I am, or hey, Bobby, you're less than a fan. You think Tua needs to do better than this.
That's the part.
That's not true. That's bullcrap. That's not fair. It's wrong. It's wrong to say that to someone.
I remember we always talked.
You're not You're not the guardian of who's a better fan. Stop.
Exactly. That's the thing. And I remember my dad and my mom telling me this very vividly when I was young. It's remember, your liberty ends where another person's liberties begin. What I mean by liberty is not what I say. Is I have the right to say whatever I want to say, but I don't have a right to offend you. I don't have the right to put you down to prove my point. If you have to put someone down or you have to mistreat someone to prove your point, what point are you making? You're not making any point. Just give logical reasoning as a fandom, whatever you want. It could be an emotional outburst. Don't offend anybody. Don't diminish what people are saying. Is it common knowledge? Social networks give everyone a voice. Is everyone a well-educated fan, a historian of the game? No. Are there some people that are just fans to be fans? Yes, absolutely. Can someone sit down with you and talk to you like me watching like a basketball game, Bob? You know this. I go around and I don't tell anybody I'm a coach, but people start obviously giving you key, and you can tell right away when someone speaks or the way like a terminology for the sport. You can tell if someone is knowledgeable or not. I'm not going to sit there and correct them because what he said was a mistake because I know the terminology because I'm a coach. No, bro, I just let people give their opinions and tell me what they want to say and like give me an option, this and that. I wish people would just coexist in the sports world where there's a line that we don't cross with the professionals or our fans, but you respect the professional, you can critique them, but the fans can just be fans. Just say what you want to say.
It goes even to fans and fans, not just pro. It just
that's true.
But it's like, look, let a fan be a fan. Whatever way they float their boat. But it doesn't have to get offensive. It doesn't have to be personal. It doesn't have to go off. Like if you don't like what the person is saying, X has a very simple thing of muting or blocking. Mute them. You don't have to see no more what they're saying and move on. But to go off, so now you got the whole pit, everyone with pitchforks, and it's going vice versa. And you even have people going off on the player and then the person. It's like, come on, dude.
Between you and me and whoever's watching,
everyone watching,
yeah, and everyone watching. I find the blocking thing like it's so funny. It's like a child to me at times when I understand why you do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not critiquing. Once again, don't get offended, people. I'm just saying I think it's funny that you could just go at me like, "Oh, like you're a piece of shit." This and that. You know what? Block you. It's like not listening to you. La 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 la. That's the funniest thing to me. The image of a person just blocking another person because they.
I used to not think about blocking. I usually mute someone if I just don't want to see their constant negative or anything.
What's worse, mute or blocking? Is mute like, are you like a martyr because you still want to see what they're writing, but you don't want to see it every time?
No, you never see what they're writing. Well, yeah, you can if you click on their page.
Okay, gotcha.
But blocking, you just totally, they can't see you, and you don't, you could go to them, but you can't really see them unless you say it. But like, there's probably only a couple of people I've blocked, and that's for pure hatred, vitriol, bull crap. And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna. Or they put stupid videos, or I'm like, dude, I ain't watching that. I ain't gonna get that off my page. Things like that.
Yeah.
But if I could have a back and forth with anybody, and I'm not gonna worry about what this. We're fans. We're the same team. Now, if you get disrespectful, that's a different story. But anyway. What Cap is saying right here is true, and we'll move forward with our Dolphins talk.
Okay,
Fins talk. This season is going to be the biggest season ever. We always say this, but now it's actually here. It's go time. He's absolutely 100%. Right. There is a lot riding on this. I say there's a 2-year window with this team, but this is the year. It's a prove it year for everyone, and I'm talking that goes for Greer, McDaniel, and Tua. And it sucks for McDaniel because he's in his second year, but there's a lot riding on this season. And there is just a 2-year window, and that's why I think it's the biggest season, and that's why again Dolphin fans should be excited that we're at this point. Let's not worry about the past 25 years. Let's not worry about last season. Last season was last season. Oh, Greer always there. Look, I'm not you know this. I'm not some staunch defender of Greer, but Greer always signs this, and Greer does it. Oh, surprise! No, stop. Let's stop that, dude. Let's move forward. Okay, let's talk about this year's team.
You know what sucks? How many people are actually waiting for Tua just to get hurt?
Yeah.
Like, that sucks. Imagine having that outlook. Forgetting this person's a human being and forgetting your team's success obviously depends on him. But people are actually just waiting for Tua to get hurt so they can prove a point or something, or like to measure the season's success. I've never understood that. Like, you can be a realistic fan, but why do you go into a season always hoping for the worst? Because I'm not saying expect.
I don't think you hope for the worst. Again, I'm going to play devil's advocate here when it comes to that. I don't think you always hope for the worst, but I think you always expect the worst because it's the Dolphins. Yeah. It's the Dolphins. I mean, it's not like the Miami Heat who could be a mediocre, crappy team during the season and then go to the playoffs and actually win and get to the final. The Dolphins are a mediocre team, 9-8, and they lose the first game of the playoffs. They don't make a run. You just expect things to happen. Jimmy Butler.
But you can change. Jimmy Butler. You can see us changing culture.
Jimmy Butler, Hassan, I said, but Bam and Adebayo, etc. They could be out for so many stretches of an 83 season game, a season, and we still make the playoffs.
Well,
Then our
that's-
backups are coming in.
That's
Because we got
stability,
depth.
Bob.
Huh?
That's the stability of organization with 25 people with the same people.
Well, that's
running it.
why
Of course, a
people,
culture.
but that's
Of
why the
course. Yeah.
fans, a certain group of fans, have
Mm-hmm.
an issue with the Dolphins. And
Mhm.
people could say, "Oh, but come on, dude, give McDaniel a chance." It's not about McDaniel anymore. It's about the front office. It's about the organization. It's been unstable. This, there's been this spill, whatever you want to call it, unstable for a very long time. So that's why I can understand fans being like, "Dude, it's not that I want it. It's just expectations. It's you already know it's going to happen. It's not a right way to do it because it's like, dude, you're not even going to get to enjoy it. Enjoy the season. Go game by game. Yes, if God forbid, but if Tua goes down week 8, knock on wood, there's a huge group of Dolphin fans who are going to go, it happens all the time. Yeah, it happens all the time. He does it every year. And it's like, Taron Armstead goes down. It's like, oh, here we go again. We won 5 games. We're 5-0. The Dolphins are going to Super Bowl, and then we lose 8 straight games. I was like, hey,
I was laughing.
It's just
laughing
what it
so
is.
hard when Taron Armstead was in the
DG
pup
Live.
list.
What's up, brother? Good to see you, my man.
He was in the
Pins
pup
up,
list in the first game, the first practice, and he was in the inactive list. He wasn't going to be able to practice.
Who's that?
And Taron Armstead.
Okay.
And all of Dolphins Twitter went absolutely crazy. I'm like, guys, do you realize this
Overreaction?
He had a knee scope. He's just resting. Like, relax, bro. He's fine. He's in the best shape of his
First day
life.
of training
You can
camp.
say,
That
come
was
on, man.
overreaction. Now,
Dude, if I was a coach and I was running training camp and all these like scrimmages or like all these plays that you're recorded, I would do absolutely everything that I'm not gonna do during the season.
always on IR. I know. You see, and that's just an expectation. It's not being negative or nothing. It's just what it is. That's how he's been, even with the Saints. He's a damn good tackle.
He's a great tackle, man.
Great
It's
tackle.
crazy.
When he's on the field, he made a huge difference for the Dolphins last year. But if you look at his history,
Mhm.
he's often injured. We give a lot of money. So I understand fans, not naming names, but some fans who are like, a guy getting injured, did they career sign? Oh, here we go again. Well, because it's a reality. It's fact. But my pushback on guys, or my challenge to Dolphin fans, is just, I get it. And I'm with you. I'm frustrated by the mediocrity. I'm frustrated by having all the hype before the season and us doing nothing. I get it. But this is, like Cap says, the biggest season for the Dolphins, most important season for the Dolphins in this era. We got too much talent on this team to be mediocre. There's no more excuses. I won't tolerate any more excuses from anyone. No one could tell me on post game, and they get wild. No one could tell me on Alex. Can't tell me on these 10th Street boys. No one can say nothing about anything if the season goes out of whack, because everything's on the table now. It's like, hey, look, we have addressed this, we've addressed that, we've done this, we decided that.
Yeah, you just don't
the
want it to dictate. You don't want it to be dictated by another injury. You don't want it to be because then you're not really evaluating talent. It's just injury. So you have to take it into account.
But
you
it's
have to change.
but that would be like Tyreek Hill going down, and it's like, Tua had a bad day. No,
exactly.
but if Tua goes down with another injury, you could react to that and be like, it always happens.
His contract's coming up. You could
that's a thing you talk about. Taron Armstead, that's the thing you go, the season sucked. Well, Tua was injured. He's always, that's where it comes. But what I'm challenging fans to do is just enjoy this season.
Yes.
Have whatever your expectations are, those are your expectations. But let's go week by week. Okay? Preseason's about to start. All right. Let me tell you who I'm excited.
No excuse express.
You're damn right. I'm on
now tell me Cam Smith doesn't look so good now.
He looks solid.
Remember that and people criticize why drafting a cornerback, why we're going so high, and you never know. You never know, especially a position of need. And now you look back and you're like, damn, that could be a great pick. That could be one of the steals of the draft.
Could be, but if your left guard Eichenberg continues to play like trash, you should have got a guard. If you're
and I heard Eichenberg is performing a little bit better. Is that?
I haven't. Not me. I've heard Austin Jackson's done okay, but not Eichenberg.
Okay, I'm good.
Not Eichenberg. Oh well, thank you. Yes, this is. I got this for my birthday from my beautiful wife. Dan Marino, jersey, love it.
Black,
old
baby.
school, yeah. Alternate, whatever you want. Never wore it, but
that's
matches the hat I have.
Dolphins have never had a black uniform.
down for Monday to talk preseason on the show, Bobby. You're available now. We'll get you on the show, talk some preseason. If you're down now, let me know. I'll send you the link, my brother.
Okay.
DG Live, talk some
Bobby,
Dolphins.
News flash over here. Breaking news. Ralphie's going to join us. Ralph, my boy, is going to join us on
when?
Next Monday. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Very cool.
Yeah. So I'll coordinate with him. So he's from 20th Street, so 10 blocks up north.
That's all right.
He's one of my best friends since I was little too. Went to elementary together, and he is the king of salsa. So he's the best salsa dancer I know.
Is that a fact?
It is a fact. Yes.
Maybe he can help me with some moves, so I could.
He could help you.
Because Tati always gets on me for that crap.
He's not cheap.
Oh no, it has to be free. I ain't doing that. I ain't gonna do it if you gotta pay for it, man. Come on. Hey guys, Ralphie boy in the house. Where are my cornflakes? Thank you.
Cornflake with extra sugar in the bottom. Man, those cornflakes had diabetes in the milk, man. When there was a puddle of sugar, it's like, oh, I miss dancing salsa. I'm not a good dancer myself, so I feel.
I never liked. I like dancing stupid. I like putting the crazies and just dancing, having fun. But I don't do all that coordinated. Oh, this leg here, that leg there, this leg. And I don't want to get off topic here, and I'll wait for DG to let me know if he wants if it's today or next Monday. Talk Dolphins. But man, working on some ideas for T-shirts and earlier today, and my goodness, my wife criticizes the English language so much, but how the hell can she do so when there's an upside down question mark, a down question mark, an upside down?
I told you this, Bob. I told you this.
I know what you said.
In Spanish,
but Alex, I get it. That I understand. I didn't even have a problem with it because you said, "Hey, Bobby, I forgot," and I was like, "And DG, I got you, brother. One moment." And I was like, "I'll fix it. Done." You sent me the wording. Yeah. You said, "Hey, I forgot this." I put it there. All of a sudden, I said, "Hey, let me send this over to Todd." There he goes. Whatever.
Grammar police.
Yeah. Well, no, it's like she goes, where, bear. There's too many meanings. But really, like I said,
okay.
No. Stop.
English makes no sense.
I'm on the rant.
English makes no sense.
Sit back and listen.
No, makes no sense.
You sit back and listen. I want
to at all.
Exhibit A. Hold on. Wait. She comes back and says the eye should be slanted. Everything else is right, but you forgot the slant in the eye. Wait, there's a slant in the eye? Yeah, it has to be. Tell me the word and why. What does the slant do? If I don't put here's what I want you to do. Tell me the word without the slant, and then pronounce the word with the slant. What's the difference? What's changed now? If there's a change, then I'll let it go. If there's not a change because the eye was not slanted, then I'm going to tell you guys both to shove it.
It's an emphasis.
Okay, go.
The same thing I told you with bola. I said bola. If you don't put the slant there, it's bola.
What do you want?
If you don't put it, it's gonna say dimelo.
Dimelo. Okay. Shh. Don't. No, you can. No. Okay, but dimelo. Okay, what's it with the eye across the thing?
Dímelo.
Dímelo. And what does that mean?
Tell me.
And what's the other one mean?
Doesn't mean anything. It's not a Spanish word.
So Alex doesn't know Spanish. He's the one who did
it.
Can you mute that, please?
Oh, sorry.
Come over here so people can see.
No, I don't want.
No, let people see it. This is what I'm married to.
No,
I want people to see what I'm married to.
No. I wish I knew you were gonna do this because I would have,
You would have dressed yourself up.
Listen.
She dressed herself up all nice.
I like this, by the way,
when
Bob.
There's no like accent on the word.
This. Like if you're staring at the wall, like you're looking.
When there's no accent on the word.
Yeah.
And the word finishes in a vowel.
Yes.
Most likely the emphasis is in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But why did Alex not know that before? Why did he send it? So he was wrong?
I don't know.
Are you calling him stupid? Are you calling him stupid?
You are a horrible person. You're making this a me against Alex thing when the person who should know Spanish here is you. He knows, I know, you should know it. Grew up in Hialeah for how long?
Wait, whoa, what did I grow?
In Hialeah.
Hialeah.
Hialeah. Whatever.
Hialeah. Nashville
Hialeah.
talk.
Well,
I'm telling you, bro.
She's the most redneck Puerto Rican there is.
Shut up. No, I'm not. Stop saying that. Dímelo. That's not a word. Dímelo is a word.
Dímelo. So Alex was wrong. Alex, you're stupid. Now I blame you. You know, you got me yelled at because you wrote the word wrong. I blame you.
I was so worried of making sure that I put the upside down question mark for you, the accent on the accent on mole, and I just completely forgot about Dímelo.
You got me yelled at. You know?
Oh,
but
we
you
gotta
know, someone's in trouble.
We got to do a segment in a while about where Tati comes in and you're just staring at the wall. I love that for optics. You're having a conversation with
she's
yourself.
not even bad. You know, she thinks she looks bad. You know, whatever.
I know, man. I know.
She looks good. It's just the smell. It's the smell. That's, you know, it's like, that's it. Anyway, DG, that's how I've been happily married for 11 years now. It's 11 years. We've been together for 15, I think. I think it's 11 years. She'll correct me on that, too.
Get over it. Tati, come in and correct them, please.
Who cares? It feels like a lifetime. That's why my beard is white now. And, you know.
You got the porn stash to keep it spicy.
The porn stash. Yeah, damn right. You're damn right.
We got to do a show. We got to do I remember I did the Hogan thing for my son. We got to do it again. We'll do it again for No Shave November. Let's do that. Let's have like nice mustaches. Let's do all November episodes just with stashes.
Let me see what Cap's saying, Alex. Coffee con leche.
Man, that's arroz en frijoles, arroz con frijoles.
Hey, now you're correcting Cap?
Cap, I got you. I'm gonna write it in the. All right, I'm gonna write it here, Cap, for you. All right, arroz con frijoles. I'm probably missing an accent. I just don't have. I'm not gonna do it right now.
Knowing you,
See,
you
Cap,
probably do.
Right there.
The problem is
and the double R in Spanish. I mean, it makes sense because in English you have where, and literally the same word. You just had an H. Sounds completely the same, and it's the same. It's completely different meaning. English, the English language, you have to learn. You have to memorize things because it makes no sense. Like
it makes total sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
That's why it's so easy. That Tati, listen to me. Listen to me. Hold on. I grew up. Listen, I grew up. Hold on. DG, I see you, brother. Hold on. Let's get this past this argument. I know you want in on this because you're gonna agree with me. I get it. Listen, all I'm gonna say is, he's like, I want no part of this. But what I'm saying is this.
He's closer to me, man.
Hold on.
We're from the Caribbean.
Okay, all right, whatever. Listen, you know, my ancestors were from Puerto Rico, so it's whatever. Listen, whatever, you know. But what I'm saying is, look, Tati, no English real around her, none at all, unless she watched TV. Yeah. She taught herself English, and you would never know that English is her second language, and that's what I love about her, and that's what all joking aside, it's like, wow, you know, my wife is amazing, you know, she did all that, and look who she is, and you know, damn. I grew up in Hialeah.
Yep.
I didn't learn that. I learned how much Spanish. You know, Spanish is hard. English is easy.
Exactly.
Look at you. Look at your parents. You know, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying English is easy. So what are you talking about English for? Spanish is ridiculous.
I never said English wasn't easy. I said English doesn't make sense phonetically. You have to learn it. You don't in Spanish. The way it sounds is how you write it. That's the part that it's always like interesting. What's up, my man?
Get in on this. Tell him, man. Tell him I'm right, man. Go ahead.
Man, y'all both got your points.
I like that. Diplomatic answer. I like that. There it is. No problems.
I mean, both my parents, they
sounds like you're in a spaceship. Hold on.
What they do? Maybe because my fan. Okay. I sound better now?
It's funny. I'm here telling you, like, how do I sound? Do I still sound
You sound good today, Alex.
You sound good. You sound way better today.
I pay for internet today.
So you say both your parents?
Yeah, they was born in Haiti, and they came here around 20 years old. So by the time I was born, they kind of knew a little bit of English, but you know, once you're born here and you came up in elementary school, high school, all that, you become better at English than them. So
of course,
that's my situation. So,
and it's funny because I obviously I was raised next to Bobby. I didn't know English until really when I met you, Bob, is when I started learning English because I grew up in a Cuban household. I had older parents. Yeah. My parents had me in their 40s, and my grandmother lived with me. So in my house, it was just Spanish. all the time. So I learned how to read, write Spanish before I was 5, and I learned English through cartoons, a lot of movies that I would watch, and when I went into school, I was in ESOL, I think until like 2nd grade, and then I finally was finally fluent in English. But sometimes still, I find myself thinking in Spanish and trying to translate it into English. So I'll get stuck with certain phrases in English that people are like, bro, you were born here. What do you mean you don't know that? I'm like, dude, I really don't know the lingo. Like, there's some slang in English that I didn't know that every other kid my age knew because I wasn't just familiar with it. I just knew it in Spanish. So I was always trying to translate it, which is funny. It's kind of like our shirt ideas. Which, by the way, Bob, do you have the picture of our shirt idea or no?
No, I don't have that picture.
Okay.
I have
Right.
something.
Cool,
I have something that I was working on today. I was going to show you.
Okay.
And we'll get into Dolphins preseason talk because I know DG's ready to talk on that. But this is what I was working on, Alex, and I was like, I'm going to show Alex this.
Let's see.
Of course, you were late to the show, so that's why I couldn't show you before.
Oh, here we go again. I was on time Cuban time.
Okay.
I like that, man.
Okay,
really like that.
You like that?
Yeah, I like
Especially the flag. Does that say straight out of Hialeah?
It says straight out of Hialeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man. And you got the little coffee pot.
Oh man, I like this shirt.
I was in a mood today, dude. I was inspired. I was like rolling out, and I'm like, I got some ideas with the shirts, and so we have other ones there, but that's one I was like generic without the sayings. But I was like, let me do something that's cool with the palm trees.
That's perfect.
So,
that's perfect.
But yeah, look. First off, Dolphins. We're talking Dolphins. We were talking, of course, DG. I'm sure you're aware we were talking about the little scuffles, something on Twitter and all that. But what I'm saying is, my point is, in the end of it all, is look, I get it. I get both sides. I understand the frustrations. I'm with it. But in the same sense, it's like, hey, look, it's a new season. Hey, man, we play on Friday. Dolphins play football on Friday. Yeah, it's not Tua, it's not Tyreek, but it's these guys we've been so Cam Smith, A-Chain. Those guys are going to get a chance to play. We're going to get to watch those guys show up on the field. Are you with me in regard to that, DG? Or are you like, hey, look, man, yeah, we can focus on the pass at the end of next season, at the end of this season, if the Dolphins don't do nothing, and like, let's worry about the past, leave it in the past, and worry about this season? Or you're like, no, you have every right to bring up the past until they change our minds. We have every right to talk about the past.
The only reason you could talk about the past is based off the people who were in the past. So we can't really put nothing on Mike McDaniel. You know, he's still going to be our head coach.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we still have Chris Greer in there. And who else? The owner, Stephen Ross. We still have him in there too. So we could definitely put the blame on them, you know. But we do notice that they tried their best because they know it's been a long time. It's been a very long time since we won any ring, Super Bowl. You know, we just won a playoff game, but no, we didn't. We just made it to the playoffs. So,
made it to the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, that's not even good enough. So I feel like they know the pressure that they're under, but they did all that they could. You know, we got negative money next year, so they spent every last dollar. You know, they still signing people or whatnot, but for the most part, you know, we got Bradley Chubb, we got Jalen Ramsey. Like a few years ago, that just sounded impossible to have all those guys on the same team, but now we do. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Ramsey. I remember at a time when somebody said that's the best receiver and cornerback in the whole NFL. So Chris Greer, he did what he did. He did what he had to do, but if it don't work out, then we could blame him. We don't have to blame Mike McDaniel or nobody else.
I got you. Let me ask you this, and we'll follow up with Alex. So yeah, Friday, Dolphins versus the Falcons at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are you first off, before I ask you about the top 3 players you're looking forward to, what are you most looking forward to for Friday?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trenches. I want to see. That. Yeah, I want to see who get back there, who cause havoc, and on the other side, you know, who's going to pass protect. You know, Atlanta, they got a good O-line, so that's going to be good work for our D-line because they've been beating up on our dudes, so we can't let that happen too much longer. And on top of that, Atlanta, they got the running back Bijan, so I got to see how he do against the linebackers. You know, Channing Tindall, Duke Riley, those are the guys who probably gonna get a lot of PT. David Long, Jerome Baker probably gonna sit out after like the first quarter. And that's about it. You know, the Falcons, they don't got that much receivers. All they really have is Kyle Pitts and Drake London. But they're not really big threats. I feel like we could cover them.
I like that answer, man. I mean, it's so true because and you think about, man, what are we most looking forward to? It could be say, oh, I want to see Vic Fangio's defense, which, I don't think we're going to see much of really what he's going to throw out there until the regular season. But it's true, the trenches. Because, yeah, you might not see Terran Armstead, but you're going to get to see Ogabui. And I know, hopefully I'm saying that right. Evan's the one who corrects me on that. But you're going to get to see him. You're going to get to see Kendall Lamb, Isaiah Wynn, Dan Feeney, Eichenberg, Jackson. I want to see those guys. I want to see how they do. I want to see how they hold up. I want to see some change. I want to see some improvement. I want to see Eichenberg knock somebody on their butts. Just like Austin Jackson did to Jalen Phillips in practice, in training camp. He knocked his arm on his butt, and it's like, I want to see that. I want to see some growth. So I love that answer. I'm with you, dude. The trenches. I want to see, and the defensive side of the ball, that backup defensive lineman position. I know we just signed Deshaun Hand, former Lion, which I like that move. I do. That's a good veteran signing. I know that they're trying out Emmanuel Agba at defensive lineman. I don't know how many snaps he gets on Friday, but I want to see what he can do. I'm intrigued by that. So I love that answer. Alex, what are you most looking forward to for Friday, man?
Well, you touch upon one of my main strikes is the overall defense. I do want to see the difference in mentality when you have a DC like Fangio. Obviously, like you said, he's not going to bring out his whole playing card. But the other intriguing things of the battles where the depth of receiver, the backup quarterback. I want to see how Mike White performs, Skylar Thompson, and believe it or not, Mike McDaniel's clock management. I want to see how the offense runs in
that's
time.
A great point.
That's one of the things that I want to focus on because I do believe that's going to be the biggest difference maker. And obviously, it's preseason, but the run and pass balance. You want to see that offense level out a little bit to just neutralize the defense. So you have different attack points. So I'm just intrigued by a little bit of everything. I know it sounds like a generic answer, but it's really true.
No. I love the point. Well, and I said, it's probably most people are going to say the defense because of Vic Fangio, but it's true. You want to see, you might not see everything or anything because of, he wants to save the best for the season, just like the offense. But at the same time, you do want to see, them attack more. You want to see that change in personality and mentality. But the time management, I know Evan would love that. He brought it up a lot, and McDaniel during post game. Time management was bad, last year with him, and he's a rookie now. He's not, So I want to see how that transcends. I want to see that growth out of him. I love all your points, Alex. Give me and then you can follow up, DG. Alex, 3 players. It doesn't have to be 3 if you can't name 3. It's okay. But 3 players you are most looking forward to seeing on Friday, like to watch. You go, man.
To watch.
Yeah, who are those 3 guys, dude?
Number 1 is
A-Chain, the running back.
A-Chain, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to go with Cam Smith because I think he has, even as a rookie, he has the demeanor to be a shutdown corner from the moment he steps on the field. He just has, especially in a Vic Fangio offense, that's just the way I feel. And number 3, I want to see Eazy-E. I want to see how he performs given the opportunity because he seems to be, obviously, Wes Welker's words, he's playable now. He is focused, he's driven, and he's matured in the aspect of not about maturity in the personal aspect as a football player. So he's more knowledgeable. And I do think he's a weapon that could even top out your offense even more, even with the receivers that you have in Chosen and in Hill and Waddle. So those are my top 3.
Okay.
DG?
Man, my top 3. First, I would have to say Liam Eichenberg.
Yes.
That's
one of mine.
Yeah, I've been watching. I've been attending a few of the camps, and I've been keeping a close eye out for him.
Dude, fill me in, man. Fill us in.
What have you seen?
Man, I seen improvement, bro. Like, one thing
Alex brought it up. Alex said at the top of the show.
It's noticeable. Like, if I'm out there and I say that, it's noticeable.
Okay.
I seen the O lineman and the D lineman doing one-on-ones. I'm like, I gotta go over there. The receivers, they could do their thing with the quarterback, but I really want to see what's going on in there. And I seen Liam Eichenberg holding his own against Christian Wilkins a few times. One time, sometimes, that it just happens, like you get beat. But if you see it happening multiple times, okay, there's something there. So, I seen that from Liam Eichenberg, so I really want to see him during the game. Somebody else I want to keep an eye out for. I would have to say Channing Tindall. Channing
That's a good
Tindall.
one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a
It-
big one because his speed is could make a difference, man.
I know, and he showcased that during camp. He showcased that, like, even though he wasn't making a play most of the time, he was around the ball.
Okay.
Even if like like if Tua threw it deep, he never gave up on the play, and you'll see him right there next to the ball carrier. The person who's catching the ball. So, that's a good sight to see from a linebacker. He's not gonna give up on the play, and I know Vic Fangio is not gonna let that happen. You
Yeah.
know, yeah. And then another person I cannot wait to see. I will have to say probably Deshaun Elliott.
The
Deshaun
safety.
Elliott.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, I think it's because Brandon Jones is still like injured. He still got the red jersey on. Deshaun Elliott, he's been getting most of the reps alongside Javon Holland. Every time his first team is him and Javon Holland. Him and Javon Holland. When Cam Smith got hurt for one of the practices, Eli Apple was the first one up. I feel like they want to keep Cater in the slot. They rather put Eli outside, switch it up with him, Xavier Howard, whoever else we got in the room, but they strictly want to keep Cater in the slot. So that's why I know this. So Deshaun Elliott, that's my third person.
Man, those are great answers. Great
Mhm.
answers. And you took my Eichenberg one, and A Chain was one too. So I'm gonna no. I think it's no. Come on, dude.
Mhm.
I know. I'm gonna switch it up. I mean, there's other guys, obviously, right? I mean, I want to talk about. I would love to. I want to say the left tackle, backup left tackle is one, but I'm gonna go with right tackle because obviously the backup left tackle is just as important. Kendall Lamb, Ogo Bowie. I want to see how those guys perform because hey, if and when Armstead goes down, those are the guys that are going to have to step up.
Mhm.
But I'm going to say for my first one to be Austin Jackson. Just like Eichenberg, I want to see growth. He was injured most of last season. He's bulked up. He's slimmed down. I want to see how he does this year. I've been reading good things. I haven't seen, obviously. You may have seen him, but I haven't seen. But I've read good things on Austin Jackson in camp. So I'm excited to see how he does. Another player that's not A Chain, that's a rookie running back, undrafted, Chris Brooks. I want to watch Chris Brooks in this game. I'm intrigued by Chris Brooks. That's one guy. And then I'm going to go with receiver. I'm going to go with that. I want to see that third wide receiver competition. I want to see Chosen Anderson or Robbie Chosen, whenever he goes by. Chosen Anderson, Braxton Barrios, Alex Easy. I want to see that. So I'm intrigued to see. My three guys is Austin Jackson, Chris Brooks, and Chosen Anderson. Those are my three guys. I want to see, of course, we always want to see all of them, right? We want to see Skylar Thompson. How does Skylar Thompson look in his second year? He looked great preseason last year. He should only look better. Mike White, that's another one. We want to see that backup quarterback spot, but for me, those are my three guys. Did we touch on this? I don't know if we did in regards to the backup quarterback spot. Preferences, Skylar Thompson or Mike White, DG?
Oh man,
Did you get a chance to look at any of them at camp?
yeah, I did.
What stood out, brother?
With Mike White, I'll say he's that type of QB. He be hot and he be cold.
Okay.
Some throws he makes is like, dang, not a lot of QBs can make that throw. Then right after he'll make a stupid decision. Then it be him and Skylar Thompson tit for tat. Skylar Thompson, he'll make a good throw. And then he'll think he's Superman and try to make a throw that he know he can't make. Then that's when he makes mistakes. So, but for the most part, I would say Mike White. He got the lead so far based off all the practices I've seen and everything that I looked at. Mike White.
Gotcha, Alex. Who do you want you to be your backup?
I share the same sentiment that you just said because how I like to say it is, Mike White could throw you 4 touchdowns one game and he could throw you 4 picks the next game if he comes in. And he's not unrealistic. He's just careless at times. Or where Skylar Thompson might be a little bit more conservative, like you said, he might make 3 or 4 plays and then he turns the ball over on the 5th play because he went above what he can do. But I want healthy competition. I do think I might be mistaken, but I believe Mike White has a stronger arm than Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, from what I've seen, yeah.
From what, right? So I my preference is I know he has a little bit more experience and nothing to take away from Skylar Thompson because also Skylar Thompson's coming to his second year. I want healthy competition, but my edge right now, I think, is Mike White.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike White.
There's a reason. There's a reason they
actually,
went for him. There's a reason they went for him.
Yeah, I differ. I differ with you guys. My preference would be Skylar Thompson, 2nd year in the system. Even though they won one, I don't know how many games they. I think it was one game only, which went to the playoffs. And he did play in the playoffs. And he played okay. I mean, again, he's a 7th round pick. Shouldn't have been in the position he was in, but he played well enough to obviously earn this chance to compete for that backup spot. But my edge for him is the only reason for that is, or my preference would be him to be backup, is because of the fact that he's in the 2nd year in the system with McDaniel.
Yeah,
just like you say, they brought Mike White in for a reason.
Yeah,
they brought Mike McDaniel drafted Skylar Thompson. Okay, that was a quarterback. He said I could use this guy in my system before it comes to worse. So I'm with Skylar Thompson on that. I've seen Mike White play. Seen him. You could have a great training camp. You have a good, but like you said, 4 touchdowns one game and then had to throw 4 picks. No, we need consistency. We need a guy who plays smart. This guy's going into his 2nd year. He played a playoff game. I think I would like to see him be that backup quarterback, get more time with the starters, because if, and you hate to say it, if and or when Tua goes down, this guy is ready to go. He's not, all of a sudden Tua gets hurt, then Mike White gets hurt, and now Skylar's back like a deer in headlights on the field. No, I want him to get that chance because I think if he gets the reps. Hold on one moment. If he gets those reps with that first, second team, I think he'll perform better in those situations. Go ahead, Alex.
I'm gonna throw this up to you and DG because I've been obviously out of the loop for a little bit. In regards to the Dalvin Cook situation, I want to see your take of the current situation and where does it end up? Because I know fans are going crazy about he's going to the Jets, he's going to sign with the Jets, blah 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 blah. He's still unsigned. So how do you think this ends up? Even with the fact with Kareem Hunt not being signed, the whole situation with Jonathan
visiting
Taylor.
with the Saints now. Yeah.
He's visiting with who?
Kareem Hunt's visiting with the Saints, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So tell me, I want to see, those 3. I'm going to throw those 3 names out there, Bob. And you and DG, tell me, where do they end up? Dalvin Cook, Jonathan Taylor, and Kareem Hunt.
DG, I'll let you take this one. I'll follow up with you, brother.
Man, Jonathan Taylor, you said?
Yeah.
I feel like things are getting a little bit too deep up over there. Like, it's getting real ugly. It could have got fixed way earlier. Saquon Barkley, he was the first one we seen complaining about it, but now like Jonathan Taylor's going through what he's going through. I doubt there might be a team that's willing to take that risk, but eventually I feel like he probably gonna stay with the Colts. He in a good situation. They got a decent O-line. They got a rookie quarterback, so they don't really have to worry about paying him in a long time. They could just give Jonathan Taylor the money. I don't know why the owner is acting that way towards him. So, but I think he's gonna end up with the Colts. Dalvin Cook. I heard that he just used the Jets visit as leverage. And then his trainer, I guess he came back to Miami after the visit, and he was talking with his trainer, and his trainer went on Twitter and said, if the Jets fans heard what Dalvin Cook told me.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they
break heart. Right now. Breaking the heart.
Broken heart, bro.
Tyreek Hill all over again.
Tyreek Hill.
Ain't nobody want to go to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, because nobody else wanted him. That's why he went to the Jets.
Nope. So that's a good sign. That probably just means that he probably waiting on Miami. I'm pretty sure a lot of teams offered Dalvin Cook, but he just want to be back home. So I do feel like let's say one injury happens in our room to the point where somebody ends up missing for her. Yeah, here you go. We were just waiting, but now it's for sure. Here you go.
Bob, before you respond, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, did you?
Oh, Kareem Hunt. I don't think he ends up with the Saints. I heard Alvin Kamara got suspended for 3 games only.
Yeah.
3 games, and after him, who else do they have? They have a rookie that they drafted. So, I didn't like him coming out the draft. His name is Kendre Miller, something like that.
Oh yeah, TCU, Kendre Miller.
TCU. He was okay, but he was nothing too crazy. And if not Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, if he's gonna miss some time, I wouldn't trust just him with the ball. So I feel like that's a good spot for Kareem Hunt, and he'll probably end up there. There's a other team I had in my head. Maybe the Colts if they lose Jonathan Taylor. The Colts.
Yeah, they swoop in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what goes on with Ezekiel Elliott? That's another one.
That's
Ezekiel
another
Elliott's one to watch out for.
Another
I think I know the Cowboys. They've been rumored that they had said something, but there's another team, and I'm losing my track right now. I don't have it in front of me, but for me, I will say this: in regards to Dalvin Cook, at least right now, I agree with the sentiment that hey, if an injury goes down with one of these guys, then they might up the offer. But I think because of the situation in Indianapolis, I think because of the options that are available to Miami and how they feel about their running back room, that they're comfortable where they're at. I think they're looking at that. They say, hey, you went to New York, you obviously did not like what they offered you or whatever it was, and you came back home. The ball's in your court. We gave you an offer.
Yeah,
there's a contract on the table. It's a
Mm-hmm.
standing offer. You want it, come get it. If not, we're cool. Because guess what? Jonathan Taylor could be traded. He could be, and you know what?
That's what I wanted to ask you.
And I like Dalvin Cook. I love Dalvin Cook. Of course, I prefer Derrick Henry. But if you're going to tell me between Dalvin Cook and Jonathan Taylor,
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor.
Do you think, Bob? I was going to ask you. That's one of my things I want to ask you. Realistically, do you think we could get? Is it a viable option in regards to assets and all that? Where we can acquire Jonathan Taylor?
I think we have assets. We still have draft picks. We got players we can move. Again, defensive linemen. You got Igbo. Agba. You got players that you could possibly move to help their team, and at the same time, obviously help your team. Here's a reason why a trade might not go down. The running back free agent class next year is going to be crazy. They got some real good backs coming into free agency next year, and that might be why the Dolphins say, "Hey, here's the money. If you want it, you can have it for 1 year with a player option."
Exactly.
But hey, you know what? And that's the same thing with Jeff Wilson and Raheem Mostert. They're not signed. They're signed for 2 years, but it's a team option or whatever it is. It's an option. So,
but Chain is the only one under contract past this year.
We know he's a rookie. We'll see what he does. But I think Miami's mind is, I think, people go, oh, obviously, maybe McDaniel doesn't care about the running backs. No, I think he's looking at the market. He's playing like the Miami Heat, as Alex would say. And he's looking at the free agent class of next year. And he's saying, hey, look, with Greer and saying, hey, look, if we could get Cook right now, he's a free agent. Let's get him. Here's the money. Okay. But we're not going to go crazy and give him some kind of contract and put ourselves in a hole when we got guys who are Jonathan. We could easily go trade for Jonathan Taylor or go bring in Ezekiel Elliott, or just wait till next year's free agent class and bring in a star running back. That's where I think Miami's at. Kareem Hunt, I could see New Orleans. I'm not really worried about that. I think with Jonathan Taylor, I think he could wait till the end of the year. I think I agree with DG. It's kind of similar what happened with New York with Saquon talking. What's up, my boy?
I'll say hi.
And
what's up, watchers?
And watchers. But it's the same as Saquon, but the Giants ownership or front office did not do what Indianapolis is doing to Jonathan Taylor. Saquon's an older player, not old, but he's an older player, 29, 30, I don't know what he is. But Jonathan Taylor's a young stud. He's your star player. And you're talking about throwing money first, which I believe we should, right? But you're talking about giving however millions of dollars to the Orca in Miami.
$20 million.
$20 million.
Across,
but you're gonna give your player a hard time for paying him $20 million or whatever it is. It's like, he's getting rubbed the wrong way, and I get it. He deserves what the Colts deserve what they're getting for him, for what he's doing. And I could see him holding out. It might penalize him. Might have to hold him for another year. It could get ugly, and they might say, we'll trade him. And that's where the price might go down, where it's like, hey, look, this is too ugly. We can't get the compensation we want for him. And let's go ahead and just take the best offer.
The Dame Lillard situation.
The Dame Lillard situation. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? That's how I see it playing out.
Yeah.
I think Dalvin Cook to Miami is still a very strong possibility. I think it's like
do you think it's the most realistic possibility?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the most realistic possibility. I think I'd say 80-85% chance of happening. I still have it that way in my head.
Okay.
I'm patient with it. I ain't worried about it. If they don't, I'm fine with it too. But I think there's a very strong chance. He wants to be here, and the Dolphins have an offer, but he's the one who's probably going to have to budge.
The only way I see it not happening, Bob, is if there's a major injury to a number one somewhere
Sure.
else.
Well,
and then he
someone's
just
going to
goes.
throw money at him. Someone's going
Yeah,
to throw money,
yeah.
and then of course, okay,
Yeah.
Again, that happens, right? But it's the same thing with Miami. If Raheem Mostert goes down, God forbid, week 1 of preseason, then I think Miami turns around and says, "Hey, Dalvin, you know what? Let's throw an extra $2 million or $1 million on there." And we're all, or they go, "Hey, you know what? Let's see what we have in Chris Brooks, who has done good in training camp. Had a big play at one point, So again, I'm intrigued to watch him coming up. What's going to be talked about in regards of preseason? Let me ask you: anybody watch the Cleveland Browns versus the
Jets?
the Jets? Yeah, anybody watch that game?
Yeah, I watched it.
What do you think about watching football again, man?
It felt good. It felt good, but
minus it being the Jets.
Yeah, I was watching them closely.
Me too.
Yeah, I did play with one of the boys who he's a safety for the Jets. He's trying to make the team. He's at safety. His name is Marquez Waters. He's from my county. So I'm rooting for him, but I'm not rooting for the Jets. But
hope he makes the team, but he lose every game against us.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. I told him that already. I told him.
Hope he makes the team, has a Pro Bowl season, but the team sucks.
He told me Garrett Wilson and Gardner, they the real deal, bro.
They're legit, man.
They're gonna be a problem for us for a few years, bro. So I'm
you can't question the draft picks for you could joke about Dalvin Cook not going there, Tyreek Hill not going there. You could clown them all you want in regards to free agency. I mean, Aaron Rodgers did decide to go there, but I don't think anybody else was really pursuing him. But you can't clown their draft picks. They got some damn good draft picks the past few years. Off defensive line, secondary, Breece Hall, and of course they're trying to bring in Dalvin Cook. They're not satisfied. They're trying to go all out. But yeah, their draft picks and their secondary is nothing to laugh about, not at all. But they're still the Jets. Their uniforms you could laugh about. They're ugly as hell.
I mean, I gotta give the Browns credit because you guys remember DeJuan Jones?
Yeah,
him. He looked
Ohio
great
State, right?
Yeah,
Ohio State or Georgia? I think it was
Ohio State.
That dude, he was. Oh my dude, you couldn't miss him. He was. As soon as he stood up, it was like a tower. One of the running backs for Cleveland, I don't know his first name, and I brought it up the other day, but it was Kelly Jr. I'm trying to remember the first name, but he stood out.
I think
is it Josh Kelly?
Yeah,
Josh Kelly? Notre Dame, wasn't it? Notre Dame? That sounds familiar.
Notre Dame or UCLA, either one of those.
I think UCLA. I think you're right. I think it's UCLA. But no, he stood out to me. Cleveland Browns running back. I mean, pass catching, running, running. Not what I would say with power, but with a lot of effort. I mean, he stood out, and I love looking at these players because it's like, hey, you never know. This guy might be a guy that gets cut, and the Dolphins say, I'm going to pick him up. And then guess what? We were watching them. Yeah. We weren't just paying attention to one team. We're looking at everybody. We're scouting,
Not everybody like that. Not everybody going to look into detail about football,
Like Alex. Yeah, Alex don't do that. He just reads on them,
That's good enough, though. That's good enough.
I played it, and I just watch it. Yeah, I don't go deep into scouting when it comes to football. Basketball's a different aspect, but
true.
The Heat players, but when it comes to college basketball,
let me ask you
give me a couple weeks and then I'm on the roll.
Let me ask you this: Do basketball have like a combine?
Yeah.
Like, how does it work? Like, do they have a 40?
Not a 40, but they have, for example, the shuffle drills, the vertical, the leap, the standing vertical.
Okay.
You have obviously the time around the court, defensively how they move, wingspan measurements, everything. It's like a basketball version of the NFL Combine.
Okay.
You have to break down into teams. No, I don't think they're bench. Do they? I think they do bench. I think they do have a generic. I got to look into it because I don't remember.
My goal for the channel, for the network, is to go to these combines. I would love to go to like the Senior Bowl. I want to go. I want to be able to. And I know they have. They have credentialed access and they have like fan access, and I think either way is good. To get it up close. First off, I'm DG. I don't know about you, and you're welcome to join us on our draft shows when it comes up, dude. You're welcome anytime you want. You just let me know. Okay. Again, all you gotta do is what you did tonight. Bobby sent me the link. Hey, Bobby, I'm here. I'll hook you up, man. But I would love to do that, and even NBA, I would love to get just to go there and host shows live there. I think that would be so cool for everyone just to experience that up close. Man, okay, so. And DG, you're more than welcome to stick around. We're gonna touch on some things here. Obviously, we talked. I saw you talk on the. I saw you get laughing about the whole Spanish talk there. You know, these people were driving me nuts today, man. And but first, I want to talk about. Everybody's been watching the brawl in Alabama, and that is something you can't. Have you seen that? Any of you guys? The brawl.
The boat doc.
Yeah. Tati sent me like 5 videos.
I saw it. Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is, man, karma came at those guys quick. And
oh my god,
DG, you hadn't seen that?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
Look it up when you can, man. It was this white guy. I'll tell you, it was this white guy trying to give trouble to a black security guard, and then they like what was it like almost 10 was it 10 people?
No,
10?
What do you mean? What happened was that there was a ferry that was coming in, and a boat ferry in Alabama. There was a river. Yeah, and so these guys were parked in that area, and so the guy jumped off the boat. One of the employees came off the boat and said, "Hey, you need to move your boat." And I guess they were giving him a hard time, so he ended up taking the rope off. So they started yelling at him. One of the guys, and this other dumbass guy. I'm sorry, guys, whoever's watching. This other guy comes in and decks the guy. The security guard. So the security guy just looks at him, backs up. He goes to put his hat backwards. And so he goes, throws his hat up.
It's on.
And they started going at it. Dude, maybe like 4 other
swimming across.
Oh my god, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, what happened was that 4 other guys or somebody showed up and they started hammering on this poor security guard.
Oh wow.
Well, lo and freaking behold, now you got people on the ferry going, help him. One guy jumped off the boat, started swimming across the pier. Other 2 guys started running down the thing here. They jumped over. These group of guys run off or walk away. They go to their boat. The group that showed up to help the security guard guard followed them to their boat. It was like a WWE Royal Rumble, chairs, ladders. I mean, but
what?
Dude, it was ridiculous, And I told my wife when she messaged me, and I was like, I hope nobody actually there's some people that they may have been walking away or just like let's get out of here, and also they get punched. So I hope nobody got strays. But yeah, it was hardcore. But those guys got what they deserved. The ones that got the follow up. When those other guys showed up, those guys tried to run away. It's like, no man, karma's a bitch, and they got you. But yeah, it was funny, dude. But
this is on Twitter.
Yeah, it's on Twitter, man. I'll send you the videos I got. I'll send you the video.
Yeah,
dude, it's crazy. Yeah, they did like a WWE like voiceover with Jim Ross, and there's another guy commentating, and
like I've been seeing something about like a white chair all over. So I'm like, what?
The white chair, that's it.
Yes,
he hit the chair. He beat the hell out of the guy, and then this woman tried to interfere, and he hit her with the chair. I was like, what the hell is going on? I was like, holy. My wife loved it. She said it was glorious. There she is. She's writing on there. She loved it, but it is what whatever, dude. It's like crazy. But I want to talk about. I saw a video on Only in Dade on Instagram, and you guys are both in close to Dade or in Dade, and it was saying my I-95 northbound. I think it was northbound was so bad. People were reversing and going backwards, going the opposite direction. On the highway. First of all, we all know how bad Miami traffic is.
That sounds legit.
Have you noticed have any of you guys seen that?
No.
Okay.
Well, I try to not even go on I-95 when I gotta go to work. I try to always get I-75. I get the Turnpike. I'll go through the A26 all the way to Sunny Isles when I have appointments there. But I-95, it's chaos and if it's raining, oh man,
somebody gonna crash,
dude.
For sure,
I was like, I'm looking at it and I go, what the dude? It's so bad. And I've told my mother-in-law was the first time
was
she
it an accident?
No, dude.
It was just
I don't know what it was. It was bumper to bumper, and these people were going the opposite direction, get back on the highway, and people had to back up because they were coming this way.
Shit.
It was so stupid. That's why I tell them, my mother, my family here, my mother-in-law, my wife, and that I learned in the best way to drive because I drove up there. It's defensive driving. You have to be a defensive driver in order to drive in South Florida, especially, because you always got to check every mirror, make sure no one's coming up fast behind you or cutting you off or whatever. Hey, Steve, good to see you, brother. Steve Malloy in the house. Real talk.
Insurance prices, Bob, are through the roof, man.
Say what?
Florida. Insurance prices here in Florida.
Really?
Homeowners insurance is insane.
Dude,
but
Tati
even
said,
car insurance,
companies are leaving. Tati told me
already left again. Yeah.
because Tati and I talked, like we've talked before about, man, maybe we should move back home. Maybe we should move back to Florida. You know, we've discussed that, but like she was like, dude, it's not real. Like she's not realistic.
One
anymore.
major storm away from basically being uninsurable.
All I'm saying, Alex,
that's insane.
All I'm saying, Nashville's a good place to raise a family. That's
all
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I know. We've always talked about this. We've always talked about this. We're gonna be underwater either way. So
yeah, that's true. You got to get out anyway.
We got to get out of here.
You know, but dude, Miami traffic is just freaking horrible. And dude, I'm losing my train of thought.
And the problem is also we are always under construction. So when you come here, like our highways, I mean, they should be now they're building this new iconic bridge in downtown. Have you seen the pictures for that, Bob and DG?
Yeah, I think so.
The new iconic bridge in Miami, like right by the arena and the Arch Center. They're building this new structure was going to be like the face of Miami. So that's under construction. The 836, as you get closer to downtown by Little Havana and the Marlins ballpark, obviously is under construction, under massive expansion. It's coming out great. Don't get me wrong, but Miami's always under construction, and Brickell is out of control. Prices are out of control. Everything's expensive here. We're like a touristic zone, man. Like, I literally today I went to like Walmart and we like the few things that we bought for the house. The bill was like $190 something. I'm like, what the hell? What did I buy? Like you go to Publix here and you walk out with like 2 bags and it's like $85. It's like
for real.
What did I do? I didn't get anything, man. It's like I got butter, I got bread. It's like
I got bread.
Yeah, man, it's insane. And this is not. I'm not talking about inflation or anything like that. It's just Miami is expensive, bro. When you put it across the board. Like in the last 4 to 5 years, and you compare every major city in the United States, Miami has tripled. I believe their costs for everything, man. Gas, everything.
Maybe they want us to leave. That's why they're making the prices go up.
Hey, man, I have a small blinds and shades company. I work with a lot of foreign clients. A lot of areas are being dominated by certain people. They're coming over, investing their money, and you're kind of pushing out the local residents out and out and out. It's basically Miami's becoming like billionaires' row. Wealthy people from out of state are coming and buying buildings, buying lots, and you're just moving the people out of their way. Little Haiti, Little Havana, they keep secluding you more and more and more and more and pushing you away. And it's just going to be like a millionaire's playground, a billionaire's playground. That's what Miami ends up being. Like you walk through Brickell, you walk through everything, that's all you see. It's all luxury.
So before we call it a night, because we are an hour and 20 minutes, but we usually roll and sometimes we go to 2 hours, but we'll cut it. But I want to talk about something that's very important, something I'm participating in February. February 24th, 2024. It's the Dolphins Challenge Cancer. And we get some here. Make sure I got it all up here. Players participate, other Dolphin fans from across the globe. It's just every year this event happens and they raise money, and 100% of the proceeds go to the cancer research for the make sure I get that name right. The South Florida. Let's see, 100% supporting South Florida's cancer community. $64 million raised since 2010. And then 100% of that money, not 90%, not 99%, 100% of the money goes to the fight against cancer. The Miami Dolphins Cancer Challenge Cancer is the number one fundraiser in the NFL with the largest professional sports commitment of over $75 million directly supporting cancer initiatives. $10 million was raised in 2023. The Dolphins Challenge Cancer has raised more than $64 million for local cancer research, which we talked, and 100% goes to the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center. I believe that's University of Miami, Alex. Am I right?
Yes, that's
correct. Okay. The event is on February 24th, 2024. I'm partnering up. I'm on team Worldwide Dolphin Fans. I think that's what it is, and forgive me if I'm butchering that. But Worldwide Dolphin Fans with Big E, Ian Berger, Ashley 305 Sports Babe, and a huge amount of Dolphin fans. Great guys, great fans around. Nick Needham's mom is in there. We're all participating. We got people from 5 different countries. We have people part of the team representing 5 different countries. It's amazing. Okay. I'm a part of this team. I'm raising funds. I'm also participating in February. I'm going down there. But right here, okay, I have the link on my Twitter, okay, at Bobby Finstock. All right, go to my Twitter, go to my pinned tweet. You'll see a direct link if you can't scan this code, but if you can, grab your phone, scan the QR code. It'll take you to the donation page, and any amount helps. Okay, any amount, and it goes all to the Dolphins Challenge Cancer. All right, there's a walk, there's a run, ride. I'm walking. Alex, I don't know if you're still participating. I know you're in the group.
Absolutely.
But I think Alex is going to walk with me.
Yeah.
You know,
can we ride? We can ride our bicycles.
Yeah, you got bikes. You could do the bike.
Okay.
Yeah, if you register, once you register, you could see. You know, I'll tell you walk, ride. Of course, you'll be ahead of me then because you'll be riding. I'm on another thing. But you can do 5 miles, 6 miles. But that's all cool as long as you participate.
I'll walk.
It's all you. It doesn't matter. All that matters is by participation and raising funds for this.
Absolutely.
I'm walking for everybody. We're gonna have names on the back of the shirt of people we want to ride for, and tribute to, because we've all had cancer touch us one way or another. Okay, or those who we love. I'm walking for, and I don't have the list in front of me, but I can remember because they mean so much. I'm walking for my grandfather, Rafael Verdessa, Ralph the Father. I'm walking for my friends Doug Fouts, Lisa Langen. I'm walking for Steve Malloy's sister, host of Real Talk Finstock. I'm walking for Erica Laura Went. I'm going to walk for my Uncle Joey. These are all people that have passed away from cancer. Okay. I'm walking for my wife's grandfather, my mother-in-law's father, Luis Fernando Velez, and my mother-in-law's favorite aunt, or Endorminda, oh gosh, I don't want to do it. Endormina Velez. I'm butchering that name. Forgive me. I don't have it in front of me. I had it all in front of me and I don't. But I'm walking for those guys. I'm walking for them. I'm walking for everybody. So if you can, whatever you could, 5, 10, whatever, anything helps. Scan that QR code, donate if you can, or go to my Twitter at Bobby Finstock, hit that link. And if you can't, at least share it. That would be appreciated. Get it to many people as possible. Let's do this fight. So just wanted to get there, guys. I mean to just pull away from our convo, but something that's very important to me and to everybody, you know. And so yeah.
the strength and unity. And when organizations across the world, you never know what you're doing right now, what you're raising, whose life is going to save. What research is going to come from this that's going to change someone else's life. So to me, that's always that's why I was a big supporter of St. Jude. I always been always donated to St. Jude Children's Hospital. Anything that's cancer research with especially children, anything. You never know. Never know.
My wife and I are supporters of St. Jude.
Yes.
I've been to St. Jude a few times, maybe 2 or 3 times. I remember Audrey got so mad because when she was younger, because I would leave to Memphis in about 3 hours away, and I'd go to spend time with the children there and play bingo or play games and just hang out with them.
Which I want to do that when we go up to Tennessee for my son's birthday. I do want to do a trip to Memphis, and he wants to go to Memphis, but I do definitely want to go. Bobby, let me know how we can coordinate that. How did you do it? Because I was just thinking about that when you were doing this. You took it from my thought process.
Yeah, I went to work.
The children can go and interact with the children, spend the day with them, and just have fun.
Yeah, it's very humbling. Okay,
yes.
it's you see these kids, and what's more humbling is that you see them, and you know the effects. I don't have to go into descriptions of how these kids look and frail and etc. But the smiles on their faces, even you could tell when they're wearing a mask, you could see it, the strength that they have. And we could pretend that we're strong, but you got to think about what and even their parents, what they're going through to try to keep smiling, because those are your kids. You want to protect your children, and when you can't, it's hard. So I've always believed in supporting St. Jude, and I walk for those kids as well, and that's why I wanted to be a part of this, because I've been involved in that before. And my daughter was upset that I would go there because when she was younger, of course. Yeah. But I was there, play with her when I get home, hang out. And then one day I didn't come home. I was in Memphis, and I would come home later that night. But her mom told her, "Oh, Daddy's with these other kids in Memphis, with these sick kids. I don't want him to be with. I want him by my dad. That's my dad." Dude, hey, you don't know what selfish kid. No, I'm just kidding. But,
they're not gonna understand.
No, they don't understand.
No, they're not.
And you know what? Sometimes until they're older, and I've explained it, but it's better they don't right now. It's like keep the innocence, and God forbid it touches, but you know what? God bless the ones that it does, and all we can do is do
Just
what
be
we
any
can
support.
to
Absolutely.
bring knowledge, attention to this, and help any way we could, whether that is walking, running, riding, or just donating, and just say, hey, you know what? I did something, if we all pull together, we could get something done. That's at least what I believe. We've all had it touch us, but yeah. So sorry, I changed the subject there.
No, hey, but it's a realistic part of life, man. That people you have to always. We are all a grain of salt in this world. We're a piece of the puzzle, and what we do today can affect someone, can change someone's life, can change the outlook. It might not save you, like Jim Valvano said, it might not save my life, but it could save someone else's life, and that's a part of who we are as humanity. Just because you couldn't be saved, you want the next person to have a fighting shot, and unless you bring light to it, monetary obviously value to it, so they can do research, they can develop medication, they can develop treatment, because it might not save you, but it can improve your quality of life, it could prolong your life. And so everything, all those things touch our heart, and obviously anything that we can do to help with the great organization like the Miami Dolphins and all professional organizations here in South Florida, which across the nation, I think is really cool. When you have the power, the pool that these organizations have, the great things like this happen. So,
yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing. Absolutely. So, guys, again, you gotta get that up there. Everything's being a little slow for me here all of a sudden.
It's time.
Again, you can find the direct link on my Twitter at Bobby Finstock, or again, if you grab your phone, you scan that barcode, it should take you directly to my page. But anything you donate to my page goes directly to the team page and to the Miami Dolphins Challenge Cancer Fund. But this will take you to my page. But donate, you go, I think, as low as $5, or you can put a custom amount, or you go as high as you want. It doesn't matter. Anything helps. So yeah. So I'll share that. It goes all the way till again the run is in February, the event, and I think it goes up to March if I've heard correctly. So just donate what you could when you could. Anthony
so I could just
Manzano
show
in the
up.
house. Good to see you, brother. Say again.
I could just show up and I'll be good to the event in February.
I think there's I'll send you the registration if you want to do the registration. Then now for people that are not in Florida who can't go to Florida, for instance, I know you guys are, and I'll be there. But for the people, you could do it virtually. You could attend virtually. You could do support virtually. Do wherever you are on location. You could do that. Create a page, raise funds. But if you're local, there's a registration page, and it asks you, hey, do you want to walk? Do you want to run? Do you want to ride? Do you want to, and then it has different things. It has lower tiers, where, hey, if you want to donate this amount, or you want to try to, and you help that way. There's different things. I'll send it to you, man. And, or if and I'll message you. I'll get you more info, brother. Okay. That'd be cool. Cause then we could meet up and maybe walk with us if you don't want to run or ride. That'd be cool. We walk together. But Anthony, man, I talked to a friend of mine. One of his nephews recently just got diagnosed with leukemia and brain cancer. God bless him, brother. My prayers are with you and your friends, family.
Crazy.
But yeah, man, that's what I mean. It touches everyone, man. It touches everyone.
Yeah, it has no age. It has no limitation.
It's the biggest fear,
and it's crazy that it comes from within. People once again, it comes from within. You're born
exactly.
That's
exactly. We're gonna close it out, and again, everybody, thank you all for tuning in on East Century Boys, straight out Hialeah on Finstock Sports Network. That's DG Live. Catch him on his channel there. Catch him on Twitter, I believe, at DG Live. You got Alex Atia at AJ_Atia. You got Bobby Finstock at Bobby Finstock, FINS Talk. But before we close it out, Alex, I want to ask you just one thing about the Miami Heat. Cole Swider.
Yes.
It's another Duncan Robinson.
Yep.
Are we getting another hidden gem?
We lost a white shooter. We're getting a white shooter.
God,
no, it's definitely a position of need. We did lose out on Chase Aldridge. He's gonna go sign a 10-day with another one. I was hurt by that because I felt he could be great. We still got Bouger, which I think is gonna play backup point guard, obviously depending on the Goran Dragic situation, what happens with Dame. The Dame situation, obviously, there's some traction. It's still going to drag out a little bit, but there is some traction. I guess there's like some people are going through the coping mechanism and the acceptance factor, but there should be a resolution before training camp. Obviously, Barry Jackson today talked about Christian Wood waiting it out because one of the possibilities is that he might go to the Heat. So we can't make any of those signings official until we sign our 14th player. And the fact that we haven't signed our 14th player is all due to the fact that Damian Lillard's situation needs to be resolved. And even in Bam Adebayo's camp, they brought it up to him. He said that he couldn't talk about it. Even Udonis Haslam was talking about Tyler Hero, all his accolades that he's done. So it seems to be a foregone conclusion that this trade is going to happen. And Tyler Hero obviously is part of the package. We don't know what extra is going to be part of the package. So it's just a wait and see, man. But I do believe that he's a very high – he shoots a high percentage for being a high-volume three-point shooter. And he seems to be a little bit more athletic than Max Strus, a little bit taller. So he's also in that build where he's a shooter, but he seems to be like a decent rebounder and all that. So he gives you other aspects of the game as well. He's just not a shooter. But obviously his major asset is being shooting. So we lost Max Strus. We lost Gabe Vincent. So those are areas that you need, that you can't afford to lose. Even if you do trade at Caleb Martin, you already signed Richardson. So defensively you're there. You got Highsmith. But shooting is key. And even if you acquire Dame Lillard, you still need 2 or 3 shooters around them and Jimmy. So it's definitely a great – Miami's always on the prowl. And we always wait. We did this with Caleb. We did this with Gabe Vincent when the Warriors cut him. And we signed him off the G League at the end of the season. So we're always lurking, and cap casualties come, and they might be something that could be an asset to you. So it's a great signing, and it's an Exhibit 10 contract. So it's an invitation to training camp that you can convert either way to a 2-way or whatnot. I do think Bob and Drew Smith. I don't think Drew Smith ends up making the roster, even as a 2-way. Oh, wow. I know he's under a 2-way now, but I think Bouger is going to get it. Jamal Cain's situation is being discussed because he wants a standard contract, but he's a restricted free agent, so we can match anything. So it's just a wait and see until Dame Lillard is cleared. That's when really everything will settle. So that's why I think it's going to be before training camp, because other teams want to get certain things done. So we'll see.
There you go. All right, guys. DG, before we close it out, man, of course, it's called the Cuban goodbye because it could go forever, sir. But we'll try to keep it as sweet as possible, short and sweet as possible. Any closing thoughts, final words for you, brother?
Yeah, no closing thoughts. Today was a slow day. I think we got practice tomorrow, so I'll keep a lookout for that. But for the most part, appreciate you for having me on. The season about to start. We all got to stick together throughout all the weeks because there's going to be a lot of content that we got to do. And on top of that, draft season, we just
on
with it. So
yes, sir. It never ends. There ain't no breaks in this, man. You just keep going, man. You just keep going. It's fun too. We love what we're doing.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna get to the top. All of us.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Your lips to God's ears. Alex, any final thoughts?
Not much, man. And now we'll talk for 15 minutes until we close off. But just an exciting time. Like I said, always the first game of preseason is always a test. Even though we know it doesn't count, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a bias that you want your team to perform well. So looking forward to the game, the battles that we've seen in training camp. And in regards to the Heat, Marlins are kind of in a slump. We're waiting it out. Inter Miami's on fire. Changing culture is electric here in Miami with all the attention Messi has brought. I don't know. I was with my son watching the game. He's running around the house when we tied the game. It's crazy because when you see it live, is kind of like the feeling of like the Heat that you're never out of it. You were down 4-1, 4-2, and you're like, we got Messi. It's okay. We got Busquets. It's okay. And it's crazy how as a sports town, it's coming together. And soccer, man, soccer's going to be huge here. When the World Cup's around 2024, 2026. No, is it 2024? No, 2026. Sorry.
26.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, you might have some big name stars coming too, like Bobby mentioned in the beginning. So just overall sports, man, it's an exciting time as you kind of go into the transition now into full football season. into the, like kind of like the third, fourth of the baseball season and waiting for basketball. It's just an exciting time because honestly, I believe Dolphins have the most balanced team that we've had in a while, if ever, because we've never experienced what I think could be a high octane offense and a high octane defense at the same time. It's always either one or the other for the most part. So I'm just excited for what's to come. Copa America, that's true.
Are you done?
Yes. Yeah, I'm done. You
sure? Okay.
Unless I come up with something.
You come up with something. Very quick though. We have USA basketball playing Puerto Rico right now.
Yes.
I'm excited about that. It's going on right now in Vegas. It's on FS1. So if anybody hasn't watched it, you can tune in right now and tune into that. 23423. I saw that you followed on Twitter, brother, or X, excuse me. Twitter X, as my wife would say. I followed you back, man. Excited to find you. And I love how you're committing your commitment to 23423.
Can we have a name? Is that a decoding for something? Can we have at least the first letter of your first name?
Will you be answering his question? Is will you be answering any fantasy questions on this show? We're not experts. We've played fantasy all our lives ever since we could. We will have a network fantasy league. I've talked to Josh Kimmel on Wednesday. If you want to catch fantasy questions, fantasy shows, D, Alex, you like the D, and there you go.
That's the first. Oh, big D.
Finn's Take with CP. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for tuning in, my man.
It's good, CB.
But you could, if you want any fantasy questions, we may talk about who we take and all that. But if you really want the experts and who are good at what they know against that, tune in Wednesday nights on the channel. If I know you subscribe, you're here every time, and I appreciate you, brother.
You can ask any question there.
But Josh Kimmel, Dave, Justin, those guys have an amazing show talking fantasy football. It's called Once Upon a Sunday at 8:00 Eastern. A lot of great content across the channel, as you know, wrestling, basketball, football. We're going to get baseball and hockey rolling. We got a lot of stuff coming in. We got college football coming up. But yeah, fantasy football is on Wednesday nights. But we will, of course, talk about it because we all play fantasy football. But hey, we'll be back here next Monday. Of course, Saturday we got Finn's Talk today. The next we got Dolphins content. We got Finn's Bandwagon is back. Fish Tank Hank and Evan back together on Thursday nights. Tomorrow we got Real Talk Finn's Talk, Steve Malloy, and I believe Rob. I think he's back from vacation. Dolphins Thursday. That's at 7:30 Eastern. Are we having fast break, Alex?
I don't think we're having anything tomorrow because unless something breaks with Dame.
Got you. Okay.
We'll probably wait for a breaking episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're holding off on a fast break till things get a little heated again.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Probably the following week for sure.
Got you. Thursday we got Finn's Bandwagon, Evan and Hank, Fish Tank Hank, followed by No Holds Barred. Rob is back. There you go. Dolphins Thursday. Rob is back. He'll be back tomorrow night. Me and Steve had a great show. I really enjoyed dishing with Steve last week. But those guys have a great show all the time. And then, of course, I got No Holds Barred. That's wrestling. And then Saturday, got Finn's Talk today with me and Fish Tank at noon Eastern. And then Mondays we're back. And then so Saturdays we're going to react live to post game. And then Monday we'll react more. So DG, you're welcome. Finn's Take with CB83. You're welcome to join us. Talk some Dolphins football, brother. And everyone tuning in, thank you all for showing up and talking with us, talking Dolphins, talking Heat, Inter Miami. Oh, holy crap. Marlins going crazy in the trade deadline. We didn't touch on that. But, man, it's such a great time to be a Miami sports fan. But most importantly right now, because we got the hat there, it's a damn good time to be a Dolphins fan. Dolphin football is back Friday night, Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, do me a favor. If you're new to the channel and you haven't yet, like, subscribe, and most importantly, fins up. Fins up, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.